So it's the day after Election Day, and, as expected, the US is a hot mess. So I'm drinking a mimosa on a Wednesday morning. Let's talk about Come Play.
I just want to be your friend.
Come Play is written and directed by Jacob Chase and is based on his previous short film Larry. It stars Ashley Robertson as Oliver, a young boy with nonverbal autism. His dad's a deadbeat, his mom has trouble connecting with him, their marriage is very strained. Kids at school are dicks, he doesn't have any friends, and he's lonely. And that loneliness ends up attracting Larry, a technopathic supernatural monster who just wants a friend. Chase's short film Larry is very simple but very effective. It's a tight, unnerving creature feature short film that honestly showcases that Chase is really good at building scare sequences. And as far as that goes, I'd say it's pretty effective. Sure, the ending jump scare is wildly unnecessary and I feel detracts from the end product, but that's something I feel about pretty much every short horror film that ends in a jump scare, from Bedfellows to this. But that being said, I really didn't see much room to expand on that into a feature-length film. And as a result, I had no interest in seeing this movie, honestly. The trailers did nothing for me, and the fact that it was playing in theaters made me want to see it even less. But I was bored, and I found a mostly empty theater. Don't be like me, y'all. Seriously, don't. Just don't. Anyway, I saw this movie, and much to my shock, it's actually not terrible. It's certainly flawed, but it's also eons better than my expectations ever would have given it credit for. And I left mostly satisfied. Come Play is a film with a lot going on, and it works best when it's at its most simple. A tense, effective horror sequence. The emotional, strained relationship between a mother and her autistic son. Jacob Chase showcases his short film skills wonderfully here, especially with the scares. The scare sequences in this movie are easily the highlight, with a bunch of tense, really unnerving and inventive horror setups, which utilize a lot of inventive camera work and really good proficient use of negative space to always give you an idea of where Larry is. The titular monster, Larry, is sort of an amalgamation of Slender Man and the Babadook. Coming from a book and acting as a friend to children is a means of ushering them away to his world. He's a creature who sort of spreads as an idea, as a virus, through this story, using technology and electricity as a means of traveling back and forth between worlds. And Larry's constantly phasing in and out of reality allows him to be a genuinely menacing monster that you can't always see, but whose presence is always felt. Larry himself, design-wise, is a perfect blend of digital and practical effects. As a design, there would be no way to do this thing realistically, practically, and have it function normally, because Larry is like 10 feet tall and inhumanly contorted. But Chase works around that beautifully, and whenever you have to see Larry moving around, it's digital, but it's always hidden behind shadows and shallow focus. And whenever we see him up close in detail, it switches to puppetry, and I think that is just awesome. The other big shock of this movie for me is just how emotionally charged it was. Generally, whenever I see a trailer for a movie with an autistic child as the lead, I get a little itchy, because there's a good chance that the movie, won't handle that well. Kinda like The Darkness.
The answer is 8.
How come Oliver still gets to use his phone in class?
He's autistic, dude.
My concern from the first trailer was ultimately going to be that this kid was going to be a prop. And yeah, while it definitely gets a little problematic at times, I think Chase ultimately did a good job at portraying not only the stress that it puts on his parents, which I was concerned was going to be the entire focus, but also the loneliness that it makes Oliver himself feel, and the sweet bond that he has with his parents. And while all those simple moments work really well on their own, it's the connective tissue between them that this movie struggles with. When it comes to emotional beats or intense scenes, this movie is awesome. But there is so much going on between those scenes that make this movie feel bloated as hell. Like, there was enough content in here with just the drama between the kid and his parents and the stuff with Larry. But no, we get the horrors of unrestricted technology, the dad being a deadbeat, the mom being unable to connect with her nonverbal autistic son, the parents' strained marriage, the kid getting bullied at school and having no friends, and on top of that, a 10-foot tall supernatural monster that wants to steal the kid away. There's just so much stuff going on here that there's not even enough runtime to cover half of it with any effectiveness. There are just too many balls in the air. And while all of those things do come together in the end, a good number of them feel clumsy or shoddy, especially the stuff with the bullies, and I think that could have been avoided had they not just stretched so much plot over such a thin runtime. This movie has so many jump scares, like, so many. It got annoying, like, really quick. A few of them are effective, most of them are loud, obnoxious, and false. And loud. Emphasis on that. Like, I don't know what's happened to me in my age, but I feel like I'm getting to that point where, like, I don't have the patience anymore for when movies are just, like, loud for no reason. There are some odd choices it makes in terms of cinematography, like the Larry vision we get of him looking out of people's phone screens up at them, which is just an odd choice that I didn't understand or feel was appealing to look at. Gillian Jacobs and John Gallagher Jr. are both really excellent as Oliver's parents, even though I do feel their characterization is a bit inconsistent at times. And that's nothing to do with their performances or the script, I don't think. I believe it's just the fact that there is so much in this movie that it didn't allocate the proper amounts of time to each story. Instead of getting a good amount of time with this family to build up their relationship, our attention is scattered between like 16 other subplots that all have to get a resolution by the end, and some of them are just clumsily tied together into the main story in this half-assed way that is pretty unsatisfactory and makes you wonder why these subplots were there in the first place. It's not the best movie of the year by any means, but it's decently creepy, fun horror with some truly disturbing imagery and an emotional center, and I'm gonna say that Come Play is good for fans of fun, jump scare horror. It's messy, but it's a good time, and if you want to take your partner so that they can cling to you at a drive-in every time a loud noise happens, go check it out. Just do it safely, not in a theater like I did. Don't be like me. Seriously, don't do it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, click down there, like, comment, subscribe. There's a Patreon link down in the description if you want to donate to this channel, help us grow, make new, better quality content. You could be like any of these cool people right here. I would really appreciate it. And now that 31 Nights of Halloween was a success, I'm going to be doing monthly movie watches. If you want to join my Patreon tier, $5 or higher, anyone gets access to my Patreon, and once a month we will all sit down in voice chat or on Discord in any capacity, and we'll watch a movie together. It's going to be a really good time. I think you'll all enjoy it. If that interests you, please consider donating. As always, I appreciate it so much, and I will see you all very soon.